friends, it's Deanna here today, and I recently just went through this stage where I had to organize all my fabric. It was getting to the point that I could not think with what a mess it was. I had piles of fabric that I just hadn't put away yet because I didn't know how I wanted to put them away. Well, I found a way to fold my fabric and put it away neatly, and I was so excited to try it that I ended up folding all my fabric and putting it away nicely. So I wanted to come on here and show you all because you are my friends, and when I'm excited about something, I want to share it with you all. So let's see it. All right, the one thing I love about this method of folding is that it works really great with knit fabrics. I know that there's different ways that you can fold, and woven fabrics to me I feel like are easier to fold sometimes because they don't drape as much as knits and do weird things that the knits do. So I wanted to show you all this way because I'm gonna show you the end result. I'm gonna show you what my room ends up looking like, what my shelves look like now, and you're gonna be blown away by the difference folding them this way makes. So I'm gonna start with a big piece of fabric first, and then I'm gonna show you how I fold fabric that I've already used, because not all our fabrics are, you know, nice and neat because we sew, right? So I'm gonna start by grabbing a ruler. Now this ruler is broken, but that's okay, that does not matter. What matters is this size right here. So you wanna find something, so even if you don't use a ruler, you don't have to use a ruler. You can make a stencil out of cardboard or something like that, but you just wanna find something that is the width that you want to fit your fabric. Now this fits perfectly. On my shelves, I'm able to fit 3 perfect stacks by using this ruler size. For my shelves on the back right here, I don't know if you can see them, I had to actually use something a little bit shorter because the area, the holes that I have, the cubby holes, are smaller than this. So if I folded my fabric this wide, it would not fit in there. So you have to take that into consideration, how wide you want it. This ruler is a 6 by, well, right now it's got, well, it is supposed to be a 6 by, what is it? A 6 by, yeah, because it's done, by 20, I think. It's supposed to be a 6 by 20, but it is broken. So right now, no. Right now it's a 6 by 21. Let me make sure that that's 6. Yeah, like 6.5 by 21 right now because it's broken. So that doesn't really matter. What I'm trying to tell you is that you want to make sure that this size from here to here will fit on your shelving, wherever you're trying to put your fabric. So then we're gonna grab our fabric, and I'm actually going to fold it. Here's the selvage on this edge. I'm gonna fold it wrong sides together. I wanna be able to see my fabric and see the way that the stretch goes and everything like that, the colors. So that way when I'm gonna go pick a fabric out of my shelf, I know exactly what it looks like. So it's folded in half, and then I'm just gonna lay it on my mat. I'm gonna grab my ruler or whatever it is that you're using as a guide, and I'm gonna start folding it. I like to fold it like to the middle first, and then I'm gonna grab it from the sides and fold. Now, if your ruler is not as long as your fabric, that's okay. You just need to make sure that you kind of even it out and keep folding all the way. When I get here to the edge, there's a little bit left right here, that's fine. I'm just gonna fold it up so it's tucked under. And then I'm gonna go in here on the edge and pull my ruler out. We don't wanna use tens of thousands of rulers to fold our fabric. We're gonna use the same ruler, so we're gonna pull it out of there. But your fabric should maintain its shape that you already created. Then you're gonna grab your fabric and you're gonna fold it right over on top of each other like so. And here is your nice little bundle of fabric, and then I'll be able to just shove that in there on my shelf and stack a bunch of them up on top of each other, and it is so nice and neat and cute. Now I'm going to show you how to do it with fabric that has already been cut into it. So let me find a piece of fabric that I've already cut into and come back and show you how I do it. All right, I brought two examples. I have some waffle knit right here I'm gonna show you in a minute, but here's some cotton lycra that I wanna show you. So as you can tell, I've cut from the top and I've also cut from the bottom right here, if you can see that. It's a little messy, but that's okay because that's what we really wanna see. So what I like to do in order for it to end up looking nice on the outside is I wanna put the longer side. So the longer side, this one has obviously more fabric than this side. I want to put that one right side down on my mat. So the right side of the longer piece of fabric is going to be touching the back of my mat. Then I'm going to grab my fabric and fold it right over. As you can see, I just want to match up those raw edges at the edge. And there is my top. This top part, it doesn't really matter, that's gonna get covered up. Is this bottom part that you don't wanna see this white part at the end of your fold. You wanna see the nice side. So I'm gonna put it, again, the right side of the longer piece on my mat. Then I'm gonna grab my ruler and I'm gonna place it right here, somewhere around here. And then I'm gonna grab it and fold it down. If there's a piece that's really long, then I might just fold it right back up or trim it if there's no point of keeping it. And then I'm gonna start folding. And you will be able to see that once I fold it, because that piece is laying right side down, you don't see the white piece, you see the color, okay? If I was to put it the other way, then it would fold where you could see the white. You don't wanna do that. So here, I'm gonna grab it and fold it in, so you don't have a little piece just hanging there at the end. I'm gonna pull my ruler out, and I'm going to fold it in itself. And once again, a nice folded piece. Now this one I kind of pulled a little tight, but that's okay. Because this piece right here, that's all not so nice, is gonna go on the inside of my shelf, and this is the side that's going to show. So then I would just stack it right on top of my other fabric. All right, so now let's try this waffle. Again, like I said, and this one is not as noticeable because it's, you know, the right side. Which one really is the right side? They're really, you can pretty much get by with either one being the right side. But again, see how this is where it ends right here and the back still has more length. So I will want to put that back with the more length face down on my mat. So it's touching my mat. This one ends right at this line. You can't really tell on this fabric because it's not white like it was with the cotton lycra, but you still want it to be covered up. You don't want to show that wrong side. And then we're just folding, folding. Now there's this piece just kind of hanging out. I will fold it under and tuck it in there so it doesn't just hang out and try to take over. And then I'm folding in and folding in, and we've got another beautiful fabric. How gorgeous is that? I'm gonna show you all my shelves because I want you to see just how beautiful it ends up looking when I finished folding the whole space. And it actually saves a lot of room. Now you say, what happens when you try to pull fabric out? Well, I haven't had a big issue yet, but I did have a recommendation which I'm going to put into play here in a little bit. What my friend did is she grabbed some cardstock, even a box, if you have boxes that you've gotten something delivered, so you're actually recycling the box. And she grabbed and cut the box the same width of the fabric. And so she will do a couple of stacks, and then she will put a piece of the cardboard underneath, and then she'll do more stacks. So then when you gotta pull fabric out, you can just use that cardboard to help you pull it out because it'll slide easier. The fabric will slide easier off the cardboard. And then you're only pulling up that maybe a stack of 3 fabrics out, and then you'll put it back in instead of pulling out the whole row if you have a big stack of fabrics. And I'm going to be doing that. I haven't done that yet, but that is something that I thought was genius. So I had to mention it to you all. Anyhow, that is how I store my fabrics. Let me show you a little bit of my fabrics now, and then I'll come back and say goodbye, I guess. Right here is where I've got like my plaids and stuff, my kids prints, and at the bottom I've got swim. This is the shelf I was telling you about that is a little bit smaller, so I had to use a different stencil, something that was a little bit narrower so it could all fit in there. And this shelf is where I've got most of my prints. At the top, I've got my cotton lycra and some double brush poly. Here at the middle, I've got some French terry. Then I've got some more double brush poly here at the bottom. And then all the way at the bottom, I've got some sweater knits. Don't mind the other things that are around. That's just my board, ironing, my small ironing board and stuff like that. But how good does that look? I wanted to just quickly show you how much nicer it looks to have all the fabrics organized and ready to go for me to just grab them and use them as I need them. All right, what did you think? Love it or love it? You should have seen my room before I cleaned it up. I had piles in the corners. Yeah, a little embarrassing. But this makes it so much easier to see all the fabrics I have. As you could tell, I try to organize it so that it would be colors on one side and then different textures and stuff like that. I try to do like different fabric contents like double brush poly or cotton lycra or whatever, kind of put them separately. Kids prints on one side, swim on the other side, just things like that, so that way I could keep it separate and it still looks super nice in here. I hope you enjoyed this little hack thing. I don't know what it was, a little hack, a little help to organize your sewing room. Please let me know if you have any questions. Comment below and let me know if this was helpful and if you're gonna get to folding your fabric. I'm telling you, once I started folding my fabric and I realized how neat and how nice my fabric could look, I did not look back. I just got into it and put a movie on and folded most of my fabric. And it was kind of therapeutic at the same time. So anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Go check out our Facebook and Instagram page. Comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss any of our tutorials. And I'll see you next time.